let's talk about the buffer stock, right? The National Food Buffer Stock Company that has been given the mandate to ensure that the surplus food we have in this country, the farmers have been reporting about surplus food, can be mopped up again, ensure that the senior high schools the students are eating very good food. And we've been joined by the Chief Executive Officer of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, George Abradu-Otoo. I hope? Abradu-Otoo. Okay, yeah. Here. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
And
thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming as well.
Right.
First off, who really are you, and why are you the one that must be manning buffer stock now?
Well, thank you very much. I'm George Abradu-Otoo, as you mentioned. I attended St. Augustine's Secondary School, Forms 1 to Upper 6 those days. Entered the University of Ghana to read agriculture. After working for some time, I went back to Legon to go and do a master's in business finance. After that, I gained employment with the Agricultural Development Bank. Worked there for some years, resigned and joined the Stanbic Bank. And then after some years, I went back to ADB.
Okay.
I was at ADB till I had employment with, I was appointed managing director of the Precious Minerals Marketing Company, now Gold Board.
Oh, you've been managing director there
President
before?
Bamber's first time.
Okay.
First term. I was the managing director of the
PMMC.
PMMC, Precious Minerals Marketing Company.
Okay.
That's been turned into Gold Board now.
Okay.
And we went into opposition for 8 years. I rested at home. They continue with my farming. I've always been a farmer.
Okay.
I started with pineapples at Nsamom. After some years, I diverted into cocoa. So for 8 years, I was a prominent cocoa farmer in the eastern region.
Okay.
And we won power. And I'm at buffer stock.
Buffer stock. So this conversation about cocoa also affects you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But I understand, I understand the dynamics. I know what the problem is, so there's no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So since you've been at buffer stock, what was the challenge the president threw to you that I want you, I know you can do, go and solve it for me? What was it?
Yeah. You know the problems that, or at least I should say that, buffer stock is in the news for all the various bad reasons. I'm sure you've heard about it. And before I took over, buffer stock was a loss-making company.
Okay.
And so I was tasked to go do two things: manage the national buffer stock. Let's go out to the market to purchase excess produce, especially in times of glut like we have now, and then to manage the school feeding as well.
Okay.
And I must say, so far so good. It's been tremendous. The turnaround has been magical.
Why do you say so? What have you done that makes you feel that the turnaround is magical? Because
when I took over 3rd February 2025. And as at 31st December 2024, buffer stock was a loss-making company. They made a loss that particular year. They made a loss of 19 million Ghana cedis. And as I speak to you...
Which year is that?
2024, December
19 million cedis.
19 million Ghana cedis loss. Then I took over, and I'm happy to announce that as we speak, we've made a post-tax profit of 68 million Ghana cedis. The external audit
tax.
After tax.
68.
In other words, before tax, the profit was about 91 million. We paid tax, we purport to pay tax. And the profit after tax is 68 million as we speak. Isn't it beautiful?
It is from negative.
Yeah, from
19
negative 19 to a positive 68. And this year we've budgeted to make about 126 million Ghana cedis.
What did you do differently?
Reorganization. When I took over, and especially at the governance level, I should say, was not the best. There were so many critical departments that were non-existent, and I have to do it, like audit. There was no functional audit department at buffer stock. Procurement, zero. Food safety, zero. We deal with food, and it was tragic. for a company like Buffer Store not to have a food safety department when we handle food that people are supposed to eat into their stomachs. They didn't have it. I had to reorganize all these departments, make sure I get the right and competent people to man them for me. And so far it's been wonderful. So that is all contributing to the turnaround that we are experiencing now. And it's been the help that I'm getting from all these heads of department is unimaginable.
But those who are your contractors, who you owe, if they hear you declare profit and you are owing them,
no, but so far we will pay them, and we've reorganized that. That is what I speak now for school feeding. We've registered about 2,000 companies. Can you imagine that? And people keep coming.
Yeah.
You understand? Because they know, they've heard about us. It's not like previously when people supplied and got paid after 8 months, 10 months. And at a point in time, some of the suppliers had to picket at the head office.
Yeah.
I'm sure you heard that.
Oh, yes. We covered it extensively.
Good. I've been in office for 1 year now. That's I told last Tuesday was exactly 1 year that I took over. Have you heard about anybody picketing?
No.
You come to the place is quiet. Everybody comes, we attend to people, organization all throughout. And I believe in that. I'm a banker, so I believe in customer care. You come there, everybody, we've trained the people, everybody has time to attend to you and make sure we solve your problem before you leave. So now, the problem that people used to have was the non-payment or the delayed payment, which is something I've been able to eliminate completely.
Okay.
Now you supply maximum 3 months we should pay you. 2 months we try to pay you. So as at now, we'll start paying people from Monday onwards. You understand?
For supplying in which
for
manner?
schools. The school, that's where the problem is, not the reserve.
Okay.
The problem mostly comes from the schools. Those that supply food to schools on our behalf.
So those you are going to pay from Monday,
schools.
They did supply from when? Last year?
Last year, we started, in fact, we actually started proper work in July, August. You know, that's when we started the school feeding proper. So let's say August, September up to this, that's what we are paying. We will make sure we pay everybody. And then this year we start. This year we haven't started. Some of those that are doing the supplies now started from last year, November.
Okay.
Those are those in the field now supplying to school. But those that completed this, the money is ready.
Oh.
And now we've been able to streamline the payment system. First, the money will first have to go from Get Fund to Ministry of Education before Ministry of Education release the money to us. Now we are getting it directly from Get Fund.
Okay.
So some of the bureaucracy has been cut off. And it's wonderful. The Get Fund administrator is a very wonderful person who understands what we are doing. And he's also out to help us succeed. You understand? Because we know how important free senior high school is to the government. Before we took, President Mahama took over, I'm sure you heard all over the country that, NDC, if NDC won, they were going to cancel free SHS and all that, vote against NDC, and so we are very careful about that. I want to manage that, and so far, so good.
Oh, okay. So if I meet anybody who says buffer stock owes me, that will be from which month to which month?
Maybe for October.
Last year?
Yeah, October last year.
Okay. Which is your 3 months you said you have not achieved it?
No, it all depends on what you call Get Fund.
Okay.
But the money released, even first of all, you know, there's 2.5% what do you call, is it tariff or something that you pay to Get Fund. It goes to controller will give it to Get Fund. Those days Get Fund will give it to Minister of Education before Minister of Education. And it took time because any department that the money went to, they had the obligation to do their checks.
Okay.
Make sure they audit everything and say that, this money that buffer stock is demanding is genuine. It belongs to people and all that. So that is it.
Okay. But it
we
means
communicate to them that, look, we are paying you 3 months. If there's a delay, there's no risk. 1 or 2 days, we'll call and tell you that, please, your money
is ready.
But so far, it's been wonderful.
Okay.
That is what is accounting to the performance that we are achieving now.
Once we've not heard about picketing, it means that there's something happening now.
And I bet you there won't be any picketing during my time.
You pay everybody.
We'll pay everybody. When the time is due, we'll pay you.
So 1 year, what will you say is your biggest achievement as the CEO of the company?
reorganizing or reorganization of the departments is one. I told you we used not to have audit department. Now I have an audit department that is manned by a very competent man. Procurement, yes, procurement. We have an expert. I should say the guy who is managing the procurement department for me is an expert. So now we are doing that. And then food safety. Can you imagine? And now we've been able to approach the World Food Program. And ECOWAS Commission, they've seen the wisdom in what I'm saying, and they've come to our aid. You understand? So now they've taken over some of our warehouses in the north, and they are refurbishing them for us free of charge, giving us a grant to refurbish it and attaching modern laboratories.
Okay.
Well-stocked laboratories, so we can monitor the food. And this, and now we've revived. If you ask me, one of my achievements is a revision of the, what do you call it, the food, strategic food reserve program, which used to be non-existent. You understand? For so many, ever since buffer stock was set up, there has never been any food reserve for Ghana.
Food reserve?
Food reserve, not the school feeding, food reserve. There are two things. People tend to confuse the two, but they are not the same. Food reserve is different. That's when we go out to the field, when there's a glut, to go and buy, clean, and warehouse, fumigate, keep it properly, so that when the time comes, I intend to release it onto the market to guarantee minimum price for the farmers, to encourage them to go about control inflation and ensure that there's food on the market for everybody to eat at reasonable prices. That is what I intend to do. You understand? So apart from this World Food Program, the aid that they are giving us, we also have aid coming from ECOWAS in Abuja. They have also come. We sat down with them. They've agreed to take over some of the warehouses, refurbish them for us so we can keep proper food for Ghanaians to consume.
Is it that they will also be needing to buy some of the product that you'll be reserving while they are coming on board, ECOWAS, for example?
Yeah, the thing is, ECOWAS used to keep their stock with us.
Okay.
It used to be in Burkina Faso, you understand, for the sub-region, not for Ghana alone. So that if there's any calamity or any disaster in any part of West Africa, then ECOWAS will come and tell you, buffer stock, please release so much to this country for us. And as I'm saying, it used to be with Burkina Faso. Then Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger opted out of ECOWAS. So ECOWAS sat down and said, no, but if you don't belong to us, you can't keep our food for us. So they approached Ghana, and Ghana readily agreed and made their warehouses available, and they kept their goods with us. But unfortunately, the past governments, the food stock that they had with us, they consumed it. Nobody knows where it is. So ever since
Ghana consumed
ECOWAS's
food stock. That was,
yeah, they give the thing to you to keep for them. They pay you for keeping it, and then they come, the food is not there, and they're asking for restocking. Yeah, demanding it from me. So I've held a series of meetings with them. We've agreed with the gracious help of the minister, Honorable
Agriculture.
Yeah. When it comes to food reserve, we are under Minister of
yes.
When it comes to school feeding, we are under School
Education Ministry.
Ministry. So Honorable Arikopoku and the deputy, they've been so tremendous. They give me a lot of help, and we are in the process of restocking for ECOWAS to restore the status quo ante. And even then, they've come and asked for more space. They want more warehouses. We took them round. They saw the states in which our warehouses are in. So they've also decided to take over some, refurbish, and attach laboratories for us so we can achieve our mandate well.
You talk about food reserve, and it brings me to the National Food Reserve Program.
Yeah.
Last year, there was a lot of glut in the system.
Yes.
What did you do, and how much food would you say we have reserved as a country?
As of now, I can give you the figure. But I think, last year, agri in the country was good. So we had this glut, I think government policies, availability of fertilizers, correct rainfall and all that. So we achieved a lot of glut. As we speak, there's a lot of maize and rice in the system that we need to mop up. But the thing is, before you can do that, you need to have proper storage facilities. You need to have good warehouses. And some people tell me, and warehouses are not just the building. You build the building doesn't mean anything. You need to have the right condition, the right temperature, the right humidity, etc., so you can keep the food so that when the time comes, you release them onto the market. So the last years that we are working on it, and I'm sure you heard that the government gave us an initial amount of 100 million.
Yeah.
We've exhausted that. We bought the rice and maize and gari in our warehouses. As we speak now, we have about 60,000 bags of rice, about 72,000 bags of gari, all in the small number of warehouses that we came to meet that are fit for purpose. We are using them, and we have this. And you know, Honorable Atufosin announced in the budget that they are giving us an extra 200 million to use. You understand? And that is what we are working with now. So as we speak, there are people in the field buying excess rice and maize and gari.
Okay. So out of the 100 million,
yes,
you bought 60,000 bags of rice.
Yes, 60,000.
And 20,000 bags of gari?
No, the gari is about 7,000.
7,000.
Gari is about 7,000. And then maize about, I think, 72,000.
72,000
bags.
Bags of maize. Okay. And that consumed the entire 100,000?
Yes. Yes.
60,000 bags of rice.
Yes.
100 million.
Yes.
Because we spent it on this.
Part of it, small part of it, was used into refurbishment, providing minimum condition that we require to keep the
for the warehouses.
For the warehouses.
So these products, which warehouses are they that today, if we go there, we'll see them?
Georgia.
Okay.
The Volta region. We have Ho, Duyase in Kumasi, Ashanti region. Bono region. We have Bedu and Sunyane, Tamale, Yendi. See them there.
These are where
these are good warehouses that we are keeping them. We think that we won't have any problem storing the food there, the grains.
Have you had access to this 200 million the finance minister spoke about?
Not yet, but we have started a process. You understand? We engaged some. We advertised. It was in the papers. The deadline was 8 December last year. We advertised for interested people to come and apply. They did. We did the interviews, we did the selection, the price determination committee that we have. And the representation on that committee is from Ministry of Agri, stakeholders, buffer stock, Farmers Association, Peasant Farmers Association, Rice Millers Association, etc. They met in my office and then determined the price. And after that, we had to take it to procurement for them to look at the figures. And then whether they needed to vary it or to add something into it or to decrease it as they did that, then they give us a go ahead. So normally, these are government money. They give you 200. I just can't sit in my office and decide that, oh, you come and take this, you come and take. No, I have to go through the process in order not to be cited for causing financial loss. So we do all that. So they are in the field for the 20. We haven't received it yet, but my understanding is very soon we'll get it. And we are not going to wait till we get the money before we do that.
So you have your contractors buying, mopping up
we license people to go and buy for us, go and buy. We have some people called financiers. They will buy with their own money.
Yeah.
We make sure people with the resources were selected. So you buy with your own money, and then we direct you to our warehouse, the designated warehouse. We deliver them there. The storekeeper is there, the regional manager is there, and then they bring the invoice, we process it, and then we pay you on the 200 million.
So how long has this been going on from the 200 one? How long has it been going on?
When we had advertised, the deadline was 8
December.
December last year. Yeah. So let's say from 8 December up to that. And we are almost done.
Okay.
We've selected everybody, given them their letter.
Then they'll go to the field and
we are doing this with your own money. So why do we have to wait for the 200 to come? So by the time you finish everything, deliver into our warehouse for us to authenticate everything, the money would have come.
What's the criteria for selecting a company as part of those who can go and mop up the surplus from the market for you?
Results. You should be results. You have to prove to us that you really have the money. If you say you can buy rice, 20 million Ghana cedis, 10 million, 5 million, you have to prove to us that you have the resources. So all these are all this. You have to go there and say rigorous exercise that you have to go to. So we select. You know, a lot of people applied from all over the country. So the panel that down to vet the applications, we realize some people simply applied for the sake of it. There are some serious ones that have the money. So prove to us, to your bankers, etc., that you have money to go and do this on our behalf.
But once you are able to prove that you can, so now, will you say we are food secure?
No, not really, because if we really want to secure as a country, it's not 300 million. You don't need 300 million. You understand? We need much, much, much more than that. We did our calculations sometime last year, and I realized that the minimum amount of money that we needed was about 770 million Ghana cedis. You understand? That was the minimum.
To mop up everything to be food secure.
To get proper food reserve for the country.
Okay.
We needed a minimum. We didn't do so much, a minimum 700, and we've been given 300.
And that can last us for how many years? If we're able to mop up all of this and reserve?
No, what we do between minimum of 6 months.
Okay.
6 months, 1 year onwards. That's why I told you the food safety people are qualified people. They have all the gadgets and chemicals to check. They do fumigation and etc. So when we need to release onto the market, they will advise me that this is the time. You know, you can't keep the food ad infinitum. At a point in time, you need to release onto the market. And that one falls squarely with the food safety department. They're always around, going around the country to check that everything is okay before we can release it onto the market.
What's the biggest challenge confronting your work at buffer stock?
Funds, lack of funds. You understand? If you had money, we'll do more than. If we had more than 300 million, the first 100 million we've already exhausted. 200 is coming, 300. That's a small amount of money. And then our warehouses. There are warehouses dotted all over the country, but the state in which they've been neglected for so long, warehouses and silos. So I'm looking for money to repair them so we can put them to good use. You understand? So we can store. There are some of them that are not fit for purpose. And then you remember, the last government did one district, one warehouse, 88 of them. None of them was completed. So I'm looking for money to make sure I complete this and put them to use.
But last time you said this, a lot of people gave you examples of where these warehouses were completed.
Were completed?
Yes.
No, nobody did.
Oh, I checked, a lot of people mentioned communities in which they had.
That's why, I don't know, but that's why I tell you that my warehouse is not just the structure. If you go past and you see the structure, you think, oh, I have buffers, so why would they? Have you gone inside to see what is inside? You know, it's not just the structure. You need to have gadgets, you have to have correct temperature, you have to have humidity. I can't just have measure humidity, temperature, etc. So it's not the structure. I'm sure some people will just pass and see that, oh, buffer stock, oh, this is their warehouse, and this, and they are not doing well. And this. Have you gone inside? And I don't think you can just, from outside, you can just go in like that. Food is a security issue. You understand? That's one of the this thing that the World Bank, where they came to, this is a security issue. Some of the warehouses, they even suggested that we fence it. It's food. If some bad person should jump over the wall, go and poison the food, and you give it to Ghanaians and they die, that's a very serious indictment. So you understand? So I can understand those people that are saying that we know, we have the experts, they will go around. Even when I took over as CEO of Buffer, the first thing I did was to commission AES to go around the whole country and advise me on the state of the warehouses. And I tell you, about 99% of them were not fit for purpose. If you put rice, beans, or this, they'll just go waste. Pests, rodents, aflatoxins, and this all appear in the food. So that is it. So let them understand. So far, no. They didn't complete.
So the buildings are there, but they're
completion. Some of them are foundation, some middle level, and this. So it's like that. So we need to have money complete all this so we can. And even some of them, the access to road. There's one voter radar, so very beautiful, but you can't go there. The road, no articulator loaded with rice or this. They can get access to the place, but you can see the building. They're very beautiful. You understand?
So that's what you mean, they don't complete. It's not that, but because there are some the buildings are there, but you're saying that
but the inside,
the equipment are not there.
Because you need a whole lot of, you need pallets. You don't put food on the floor, you need pallets. All these, they are not there. How do you do that? How do you ensure?
Were you set up to make profit? Was the company set up to make profit?
At least not to make a loss.
Okay.
We're not set up to make a loss.
So if you make profit, it's fine?
It's fine. It goes to government. You are paying tax, you pay dividends. It's good for government.
Okay. Yeah, and you would say, how will you describe the school feeding under the SHS program now, under your tenure?
It's fine. That's why we have a serene atmosphere, I should say, as far as the food is concerned. The quantity, the quality, everything. It's better than it used to be. Have you seen anybody complaining that the food is not there? Even this time, some of the suppliers will send food to schools and they say, no, they don't have space. I've had so many things, so please go back, take your thing back, and then supply at the appropriate time. So now everything is wonderful. Food safety has been going to schools. Recently, she was in the Volta region to go to schools to see even the way they store the food, to ensure that they store the food properly under hygienic conditions.
Okay. We're just about wrapping up.
Right.
But how are you ensuring that the companies you've selected to go and mop up surplus from their farmers will not end up buying imported product?
No. When you bring it to our warehouse, we have people, the regional manager, the zonal manager, the storekeeper, and as soon as they send it, they will draw my attention.
How would they know?
Oh no, you can tell local rice from
foreign rice.
From foreign rice.
I think
when they bring it now, they buy from the farmers. We have to clean it. There's a process called. Even that's why a lot of people are complaining that the process. Buffer stock, we don't see you on the process is a bit slow, because when you bring maize from the field, there's a lot of chaff, there are stones, and so we have machines to make sure we clean them thoroughly before we restock into our branded. What do you call it? Sacks. Before we stack them and make sure the condition is okay, and look at the fumigation, they will check at the point of delivery at the warehouse. They check all that. And I tell you, they know. If it's foreign rice, and we've warned them that this exercise is geared towards local rice. So if you go and buy foreign rice and you are found out, one, we'll cancel your application, and that will be the end of your relationship with buffer stock. And I don't think people are ready to do that. So far, so good. No, I haven't had any report from any part of the country that people are supplying foreign rice for the, what do you call it, the national reserve. No, we can't buy Thailand rice and keep it. And we want to help the farmers. We want to encourage farming. We want to encourage the youth to go into farming. And if they, at the end of the year they produce this back bending harsh environment and they finish and there's nobody to buy, it's very discouraging. And we fear that if you don't do it properly, it will affect agriculture going forward. And that's exactly what we want to prevent.
Okay. How do you want your tenure at buffer stock be described when you're done?
As the best. So far, I think we are on the right track. I'm doing so with my management. I'm not doing it alone. I have a wonderful group of heads of department. My deputy is a wonderful guy, ready to help, ready to move into.
Osmond. He's a sharp guy.
He is wonderful. Every time he's on the book. He just came from the north. Just monitoring to see how. And Monday he's going again.
Okay.
To go and see. For a whole week he will be there to go and see, because people are complaining. I get calls. Sisala West. Then they say, come and see. I've forgotten some of the names. I get calls all over. So it's his duty to go into the field. He's in charge of operations, and he does it with his team. They do all this and give me the advice. Tell me, this warehouse you can use, this warehouse you cannot use. We need to do this thing here. There's a minimum amount of work that we need to do on this warehouse so we can use it. And now even, another good news is our World Food Program is giving us a mobile storage unit. Mobile storage unit, warehouse that you can move. You put it here, the next time you can dismantle and move. On the World Bank, we are installed all free. We are not paying for it.
Okay.
So because they see the good work, they talk to me and they see my vision, they see what I want to do for the country. So I want to be known as a person that turned buffer stock from a loss-making company into a profit-making one. And so far we are on track. On track. So far so good.
Okay. I'm grateful to you.
Right.
I wish you all the best. A farmer is asking if you can provide a list of licensed buyers so far and how can they can access. But I'm sure you can put that on your social media.
Yes. I can't remember
so that they can chase it, or on your website so that they can have access to that.
Yes.
Thank you so much. George Abradu, is it Abradu?
Abradu-Otoo
is the CEO of the National Food Buffer Stock Company.